I am going to share my screen. All right. So if you guys have any, hold on one second. I just want to make sure I have the chat open. Okay. Okay. So I am so excited to have you guys here tonight and welcome. I love doing these business opportunity presentations. I've done probably 50 of them since I started my doTERRA business. We're going on 3 years, so it'll be 3 years next month that I enrolled. Obviously, I built my business a little bit after. Can't speak. All those days. A little bit after my enrollment date. I used my oils for a few months before jumping into the business, but I look at my February 23rd enrollment date as the official start of the most incredible journey that I've ever been on in my life. And so I had never done anything like this presentation before. This is why I am doing it on Zoom, because I know that this is a safe place. I know that everybody who is here is wanting to learn more, is wanting this information, and is wanting to hear all this from my heart. And so my journey with doTERRA started 3 years ago. And I'm going to get into a little bit of kind of the pathway. And that's something that I have never shared before. I've never really shared the path that I followed. So the path kind of from I'd say the past 6, 7, 8 years of this journey that I've been on. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brittany McLean. I am a doTERRA Diamond. And it is my intention tonight, or whenever you're watching this recording, that you leave feeling like you can tackle anything. I am showing some real life stuff. So I'm walking you through a bit of my journey. And I'm also showing you real life check numbers. I'm showing you some real income. I'm showing you some real things that I know are safe with you guys. And this will be recorded. This will be recorded and given to specific individuals. So this is not something that I want ever posted online. Hence the reason I'm doing this on Zoom, okay? So that you guys can get this information and I can feel confident knowing that I'm trusting you with this kind of stuff, right? I show this with complete transparency and with like every piece of my heart, hoping that you guys see that this really is possible, and that this is a real life. This is real life, and this is the best journey ever. So who I am, so my name, like I said, my name is Brittany. I am a diamond. I have been diamond now for a little bit over a year, and we are working towards the rank of blue diamond. And it's often that I just share this picture and show this picture. I kind of talk about the two gentlemen in this photo, and that's kind of it. But I wanted to take you guys through a little bit of my journey and give you guys a little bit of a glimpse into who I was and who I have worked to be, because I wasn't the person that would sit on the other end of a computer and have a heart-to-heart conversation. I was confident. I've always had a confidence about me. Confidence on the outside, right? I say that term loosely. But I was not often the person that you would see standing in front of a room of 1,000 or more people talking about a topic like essential oils. You'll see this shortly, but this is me now. This is my golden love, Leo. He is a 2-year-old golden, and this is Aaron. And Aaron is a firefighter and is super passionate about athletics and hockey and sports. He's a hockey coach as well. And so you'll see where that passion comes from, right? We love what we love. And for me, that is totally my business and health and wellness, and then my family. But things haven't always been this way. So I actually just scoured the internet for these photos. I searched through my old roommates' photos to try and find these for you. I am a college and university dropout. I spent 6 years in post-secondary school because I was the person who loved education. I loved learning new things. I still love learning new things. But the moment that I had to do something or I was told to do something, so you have to hand in this paper, you have to hand in this, you have to do this, you have to go to university, you have to go to college, you have to get a good job, I rebelled. And I am not a rebellious person. I was always a very good student. I was a super good kid, or so I thought I was a good kid. But I was always that person that if you told me to go left, I was going to go right, because that's who I am. And I grew up in a family that it was required of me to go to university, right? And so of course I chose the university that was the furthest away from my parents, who I was super close with, to go to Nipissing University. And I lasted a year there and transferred out to McMaster, and I loved math. But the program I was in was pretty tight. It was pretty difficult. And I loved what I was doing, but I was just not passionate about the workload. I wasn't passionate about where I was going, and I dropped it. And then from there I went to college, and of course, as the story goes, I left college and was at a point where I was completely stuck. I had no idea what I was going to do. And so I just show you these pictures for fun, kind of, because this was life, right? You remember the old dorm room photos all over your wall? That was me. That was my life. I had dark hair. I was so confused. I was like having this identity crisis. I didn't know who I was. And then you have the lost but hold it all together me. And this was the me that sought out yoga. So at the time, I was actually, at this point, I was still at McMaster. I was still going through school, and I sought out yoga. So the middle photo of me is actually me at yoga teacher training. And I, at that point, fell in love with yoga. I fell in love with the personal development side of yoga. I fell in love with how it made me feel. But on the inside, I was so lost. I was in a horrible relationship at the time. I was completely psychologically confused. And so at this point, I really didn't know what I was doing. I taught yoga. I fell in love with yoga, and I kind of just threw myself into that aspect. For those of you who are yoga teachers or meditation teachers, you'll know that there's a lot of personal development that comes along with that. So I came to doTERRA with a lot of that. I came to doTERRA with a lot of that drive, that want to do more in life. And so I call it the lost and hold it all together, because in these photos, I look like everything's good, right? And I was so confused with what was happening in my life at this time. And then there's the I'm meant for more. And these photos actually really bring me back to earth sometimes, because the top left-hand corner, I had actually just hit Premier. And this was earlier on in my business. I hit Premier within 45 days of enrollment. So I built really quickly to Premier. But I had dreams. I had a vision of where I was going. So for those of you who are sitting on here, you're like, oh, poor her, crazy lifestyle she lived. I was lost for a long time. But when I found doTERRA, and I always say this, and it's so cliche because everybody says it, but when doTERRA found me, I knew that this was my vehicle to do what I wanted to do in life. I knew I had big dreams. I wanted to travel. I wanted to be home with our kids when I had kids. And so when I started my doTERRA business, I knew where I was going. As you can see by this picture, this was very early on. I knew that my goal was diamond. And so I created the website. I hosted the classes. I put up these, now looking back, I'm like, pretty tacky. The tacky photos of oil class photos. I got the photo shoot. And looking back, I'm like, holy cannoli, have I ever changed since then? But I did the things that had to be done. I got uncomfortable. Like, creating a website for me was terrifying. I loved every second of it, but it freaked me out because it required me to put myself out there, right? Posting the photo of where I was going in my goals of hitting diamonds got some slack, got some feedback from people who I thought a lot of, right? The people who I trusted kind of fought back. And then the now, right? This has been like I said, a 3-year-long journey, and I'm nowhere near done. This is going on a continuing basis. I will continue to grow and continue to challenge myself. But I just want to show you like just how things have changed, right? So like this is the top left-hand corner is my first leadership retreat. The middle photo is a photo of me speaking at the regional summit in Toronto. The bottom middle was me speaking at a summit in London. A picture of my team, and I knew what I was creating, right? From the very beginning of doing this business, I knew that speaking on stage and hosting large classes and building a team was something that I wanted. And so the photo on the bottom left-hand corner is a photo of us teaching one of our first large essential oil classes in our community. And I think we had like 35 or 40 people there. We had tables and chairs, and it was full. And that for me was my first kind of kick of the can of teaching a large essential oils class, right? So they always say, what would the diamond you do? And at the time, for me, that was teaching large classes. That was getting in front of people and sharing my passion of obviously essential oils and this business opportunity. So I just kind of wanted to take you along that journey, just because I often hear from people that are like, oh, well, you got lucky, or, oh, great, you just so happened to be in the right place at the right time, or you got in at the right time. And the truth is that I really didn't. I just opened myself up to another opportunity that at the time I didn't even know existed. But doTERRA fell into my lap, right, at the perfect time, and I embraced that and worked my butt off, getting uncomfortable to get to where we are today. And so I preface this all because I am going to share some real stuff with you. And so I wanted you guys to see that this wasn't just something that I signed up to do and all of a sudden I had people knocking at my door to enroll. It's been a journey of getting myself out of that comfort zone to get to where I am. So I want you to ask yourself something. If I were to do nothing different, would I be happy in 5 years at the same place as I am today? So if I were to do nothing different, would I be happy in 5 years at the same place as I am today? And does your current income stream have a cap? So does your current income stream have a cap? And it was honestly these two questions that kind of made me think, oh boy, I wasn't happy if I was in the same place 5 years from now. And I also was terrified around the fact that my current income stream was capped out and I was 21 years old. So these things terrified me. And terrified me at 21. Thank goodness, I kind of took that as a scare, and I decided to change things up. But regardless of where you are in life, these are two questions that I really want you to think on. People often ask me, why network marketing? Why didn't you do something else? And to be totally honest with you, if you live in Canada, if you don't have a degree or you don't have a paper, you don't have something, and oftentimes actually now it's if you don't have a degree and a college diploma, you're not going to get hired. And so I hit a point point for myself where I was working for my dad. My dad owns his own company and I was working in his office and I hated it. So for me, network marketing, is genius, and I'm going to share with you why now. But for me at the time, I was like, what else am I going to do? Right? I didn't really have another option. So network marketing is the only way to create residual income without putting all your eggs in one basket. So what do I mean by that? A lot of people rely solely on one income, right? So you're working at the big wig corporate job, which is great. You are the sole provider for your family, which is awesome. You're making multiple six figures. It's fine and dandy. But what happens when the day that you're laid off, right? You have no fallback. You have no plan after that. And so what I like to look at is network marketing is an amazing thing to build alongside your current plan. So if you have the plan of working in corporate and making your way up the corporate ladder and you love your job, why not build your network marketing business alongside that? It is an amazing side hustle. It's an amazing thing to do alongside your business or your job so that you can at one point make that decision and say, you know what, I'm going to stick this out with my corporate career. I'm actually going to leave and I'm going to live this life of my dreams or live the same life I'm living currently, but with a lot more freedom, right? No commute and things like that. The thing I love is that it allows your talents, gifts, and passions to shine in your way, right? So how many of you guys are in that corporate job and you think you have this genius idea, right? You have this amazing idea about how you want to get one job done, right? But then you go and you present it to somebody, and even though you did what you had to do and you did it in a different way, the way you're talented at and the way you're passionate about, somebody doesn't like it and they tell you that that's not going to work, right? That's not going to work. We got to do it this way. The thing I love about network marketing is that we are all given literally this business model on a platter. And they say to you, it's your opportunity. This is your vehicle, but how you're going to fuel that vehicle is up to you. So whether you want to build online or build in person, it allows you to take what you're awesome at and continue building a business instead of having to do it a certain way, right? Do it somebody else's way. It's a streamlined business with minimal overhead. So other than paying taxes and hiring an accountant every year, I really have no overhead. Okay, I pay for a website, which is minimal. But in terms of running your business, streamlined business, you're given everything you need. In my opinion, this is the best business opportunity for millennials. Why? Because I'm going to take that back to putting your eggs in one basket. Right? You have the starter salary, the $30,000 salary, you just get the starter job. It's an amazing opportunity to build an extra income. So for a long time, I built my doTERRA business alongside a full-time job. Okay, I left when I hit the rank of platinum, so just over a year ago, and I built this legacy business alongside my full-time job. And the fun part was that I could do that, right? So I ended up totally exceeding my income really quickly because I was still so young and still so new into my career. The best part I find this is the best part, and a stat that I will always use, over 90% of women who make six figures or more have done so through a home-based business, so network marketing. So it's funny because isn't this just a term that always comes up? Now I want you guys to look at this for a second. Is this going to just crack you up? I actually haven't heard this a lot lately. I don't really attract a lot of people who use the term scheme. But we use this in a presentation that I give once a month in Burlington. And we use this, it's actually one of the slides, and I love it because it cracks me up. Because this is legitimately what your typical business looks like, right? Like your job, you're working for a law firm or you're working for anything, right? Like, you're working at a restaurant. You really don't care what you're doing. It all follows the exact insane. So what I love about this is the fact that I'm actually building a business with all of these people underneath me. So my network marketing business kind of looks like this. I'm building a business with all these individuals. But the best part, and the part that actually excites me, is the fact that any single one of those people underneath me can outrank me, right? So they can move from the place of that hardworking employee, team leader, supervisor to CEO and above me. So that for me is the part that excites me, is that I can support people to their ranks, and it's not a competition. It's literally a matter of helping other individuals to succeed. Whereas with your typical job, you don't often get that, right? So when looking for a business model, there's a few things that you really want to look at. I've been talking a lot with people lately about network marketing and about why doTERRA versus other companies, and I'm going to get into that. But when looking for a business model, you really want amazing retention and an ever-growing company. So retention, for those of you who aren't familiar with the word, so retention means that you enroll somebody once with essential oils, and I'm going to touch on this in a second, but retention is how many of those people come back and order again and again and again. And then you want an ever-growing company, right? So if you're deciding you want to build really quickly, build a business really quickly with a company, but they're not willing to lay the tracks in front of you as you are building your business, then it's going to hit a wall, right? A heart-centered company, consumable products. So this is key. Something like jewelry is not a consumable product, or something like a like nail products or cleaning products, like cleaning cloth and things like that. Bags, yeah, so funny. Someone just said bags, yes. That's not a consumable product. Okay, so a consumable product is something that you need, right? Like we need body care products. We need healthcare products, right? We need things like essential oils when we're sick. We need the supplements and that kind of stuff. So that's what a consumable product is. And then you want a compensation plan that's on your side, not on the company side. Okay, and I'm going to explain this in a little bit when we get into some more compensation things. But I'm going to explain in depth the compensation plan with doTERRA and kind of give you an idea of how it stacks up amongst other companies out there. So why doTERRA? I get asked this question more than I get asked anything. But doTERRA is a 100% debt-free company. And a lot of you might be wondering, why is that so important? doTERRA is now a $1 billion company, and they have zero long-term debt. And so they're in the middle of actually building a third campus, a healthcare center. And they're the kind of individuals, they're super smart. Personally, they're debt-free, and they are huge about doing things properly. Like I said, $1 to $2 billion company with a plan of growing to 20 to 30 billion in 10 years. So this is like the time. We're 1 to 2 right now, and we have over 5 million. We're just under 6 million wellness advocates and customers across the world. So can you imagine where this is going? It's just the beginning. 1 billion now in annual revenue. And remember that retention rate thing I mentioned a little bit earlier? doTERRA has a 70% retention rate. The industry standard is 10. I actually had a conversation with somebody today who just signed up with a different network marketing company. Him and I had never chatted about network marketing at all, and it was really interesting to compare kind of statistics and some numbers. He's just starting, but he was really excited that his company had a 20% retention rate. And it kind of made me think how lucky we actually are to have a product that's consumable, but then a company that cares about our customers, keeping that retention really high. So if I enroll one individual, that is going to 70%, there's a 70% chance that individual is going to order again. And that's really high, okay, for network marketing. And like I said, these numbers are crazy, but the essential oil industry is going to double in the coming years. You'll see that in the next 10, 15 years, the essential oil industry is just going to boom. Just the way that the world is moving now. So the heart of the company, and a lot of times people don't talk about these types of things in business opportunity presentations, right? They say, oh, well, what does it really matter talking about the CEO or the owners? But for me, this was the driving force in building a doTERRA business. These were the individuals who, for me, just made everything feel right. So the heart of the company, where we have 7 executives, we have Emily Wright in the center, and her 6 lovely gentlemen. Between them, they have a combined 150 years of network marketing and essential oil experience. And their main plan when they started doTERRA and they started this company was to source the highest quality products in the world, highest quality essential oils in the world, while also helping the most people become debt-free. So from the very beginning, it was never about them. It was never about what they wanted to create for themselves. It was about what they wanted to create for others. And for me, that's a key, right? That's a key sign when you're looking at something is what do they want to do for us? Not for us, it's help most people become debt-free, which is amazing. So the oils, we all know these oils are incredible. And if you have not experienced these oils before, I invite you to send me a message, send me an email, and get in contact so that I can get these oils in your hands. This business opportunity for me is such a driving force in everything that I do, that these oils are not very far behind. They're sitting on my desk right now, and they're used for so many different ways in our household. But that's not my focus for tonight. My focus is on the business opportunity. But I did want to show you this. So this is the beginning, and this photo is from a long time ago, so it's more than 107 weeks now. But this was my first order of oils. And to tell what we're looking for a little bit more of in my life, I really needed a detox. Because all the oils I was using were detoxifying. Clearly I was feeling sick. I wasn't very well. But this was my first order. And shortly after this, I placed like 5 more orders because I was addicted. I needed them ASAP. But this was the beginning. 17 likes. Nobody really liked it. It was just the start of the best thing ever. But why do we have such a high retention rate? And this comes back, right, to that consumable product. The difference between doTERRA and a lot of other companies is that doTERRA solves hundreds of problems for the average household. Somebody can tell me an issue they have in their household or something that they're looking for, and I have a solution for them. So whether somebody comes to me and they're like, oils aren't for me. I don't like oils. They're too hippy-dippy. They're a bit weird, but I really need cleaning products. Amazing. Let me introduce you to cleaning products infused secretly with essential oils. They're going to fall in love with that, and they're going to want oils, right? The individual who just wants supplements, right? Protein shakes or supplements. Yeah. It's the only company of its kind that offers products of every kind of product you can imagine, but also is covering that healthcare space and that emotional health space. Because I don't care what company you go to and what company you find, oftentimes they're stuck, or they're trying to jump into the essential oil field or essential oil realm of things, and they just don't know what they're doing. So what I love about doTERRA is that no matter what somebody says to me, I have something for every single one of them. And that is an empowering feeling. So I want to look at the compensation plan in a second, but I want to show you this. So the current 10-year plan, and you can take a snapshot of this if you'd like. I'm not going to go through it super in depth, but basically this is your current 10-year plan on the left-hand side and your current 10-year plan with doTERRA on the right. And this is if you were to hit 1 rank a year for 10 years, which most people build a lot faster than that. But it is absolutely accessible for any single individual on here to hit the rank of Presidential Diamond in 10 years. And in all honesty, if you were to continue on this 10-year plan, or this plan in the typical realm, like the typical corporate realm, chances are you'd not even hit anywhere near your year 7, your diamond rank, if you were to follow that kind of spectrum, right? Your typical raise every year. And so I love this. I love coming back to this, and I love just recognizing how incredible of a business this actually is if we can take 10 years to hit presidential diamonds and be like multiple millionaires. You know what I mean? Like multiple, earn multiple millions of dollars, which is kind of neat. But this is the doTERRA average monthly earnings. And I'm wanting to put a real emphasis on average, because I'm going to show you in a few moments some real earnings. And some of you might look at it and be like, oh, she doesn't make $17,000 as a diamond. But there are a lot of things contributing to these numbers, okay? So I know a few diamonds that make well over $17,000, and I know a lot of diamonds that make under $17,000. So it's a matter of looking at the size of your team and things like that. So I say average, okay? But these are numbers that I have seen. These are numbers that I see on an ongoing basis from individuals on my team and individuals who are above me in this business. We are very transparent with this kind of thing. But I want to kind of walk you through first in very, very brief detail, the 5 ways to earn. So you've got retail, and I'm not even talking about retail because selling oils at retail is actually just hauling buckets. So retail, in my opinion, isn't even an option. If somebody is interested in purchasing oils, we obviously go into the other options. But retail is the first one. After retail, you've got your fast start. And fast start is your instant money. Okay, we're going to expand on that in a second. Your power of 3, which I'm not really talking about tonight. Power of 3 is a bonus that you get simply through sharing with individuals this business opportunity. And as you enroll them and they then enroll other people, you earn some bonuses. So the cool thing about the power of 3 is it teaches you to duplicate. So it teaches you to literally learn what your upline is teaching you and then duplicate that with your downline. And that's what creates your power of 3. Unilevel, so Unilevel it runs deep into your organization. That's what I'm going to talk about in 2 seconds. And then leadership bonuses and pools. So each rank you hit, there are bonuses, and I'm going to talk about that as well. So Fast Start. Fast Start is paid every single week of the year. So typically, I actually had in here earlier, it's paid every Friday. But that's what it is for me. Every Friday, I get a I get a direct deposit into my bank account. What is Fast Start? So Fast Start is 5 to 20% of commissions based on where this individual is located within your sponsored tree. This is total lingo. You're going to maybe get it in a second. How I look at my Fast Start is I look at it as my spending money. So what's really fun is that I can collect my check, which I'll show you in a second, my large or sum of a check. I can pocket that. I can put that away in a bank account. I can pay off any debts. And then these smaller sums that come in on a weekly basis are more of my spending money. Okay? They're more of the grocery money and the shopping money and the things that I need, necessities on a monthly basis. So how Fast Start works is, example, you enroll Susan, right? So Susan comes, she wants a home essentials kit. You enroll Susan, you make 20% of commissions off of Susan, right? So it ends up being like $45 off of a home essentials kit, which is nice. But then what happens is you duplicate, and then Susan enrolls Susie. Susan would then make 20% commission off of the person she enrolled. But because you enrolled Susan, we make 10% commissions. So the fun thing is that sometimes these checks come in, and I'm like, I didn't enroll anybody, but my team is enrolling people, and I'm getting the Fast Starts off of that. So these here are actually, I don't know, this is what, two and a half months of fast start check. So each line is an individual item. So each line is a week. And you'll see they range, right? They range depending on the activity. So typically the end of our month these are pretty high, whereas the beginning of our month might be a little bit slower. So they range, but this is the lowest range that I'll often see them at. So if that gives you any idea of kind of the activity of my frontline leaders or my enrolled leaders, that's kind of some statistics there. So then unilevel, this is often the one that people are like, so unilevel is, our unilevel is the left-hand side. And so our unilevel runs like this, right? You make 2% on the first level and then 7%, 7 levels deep. People often look and they're like, oh, I'd way rather make higher percent higher up, right? But no. So if you look at the right option, this is your typical unilevel in a network marketing company. Almost every network marketing company runs their unilevel like the right-hand side, so the reverse way. So where you make 7% commissions on your first level of people, and you make 2% on your lowest level. You might be wondering, why does this matter? Remember that pyramid I showed you earlier? So actually what happens, and this is my business, for instance, I have me, and then on my front line, so on the line that's the 2%, on the left-hand side there, the 2% people, I have 5 people on that level. But then on my 7th level, the 7% level, I have thousands. And so I often look at it this way. Would you rather make 7% on 1% or 7% on 2,000 people, right? Super, super simple that way. Or would you rather make 2% on 4 or 5 individuals or 2% on 2,000? So I want to just show you guys this because this is how doTERRA runs their business. They have actually flipped the typical unilevel because the aim of this is to give you long-term income instead of the opposite, the reverse side of just short-term gain. Okay, so this is unilevel. So unilevel is something that I look at as this is my monthly larger sum of money. My unilevel is my residual income. So unilevel has become, in my business, the income that I make regardless of what I do. So I could actually step away from my business right now and collect $4,800 a month. Right? I probably wouldn't be hitting my rank. I probably wouldn't be hitting that kind of stuff because I'm involved in my business a lot. But my residual income or my unilevel has hit these amounts. This is actually my past 3 months. So this is just kind of giving you guys a glimpse of things. And I'm going to break this down for you in an easy to understand way. So unilevel, you'll see here, what I love the most about it is how quick it actually grows. So you'll see we kind of dipped a little bit in the middle there. But our unilevel took a massive jump last month. Gigantic jump, right? Because there's lots of stuff happening, lots of promotions, but this just goes to show how incredible this, or how quickly this can grow for you. So this is 3 years in my business. This is kind of what the residual income unilevel looks like. And then you've got leadership pools, okay? So leadership pools are paid from the Premier and Silver rank. And what a leadership pool is basically what they do. So for instance, I'll use the Premier and Silver Rising Leader Bonus. But what it is they take the global revenue of the company, 1% of the global revenue of the company, and they split that between all of the Premiers and Silvers. Okay, so one share for Premier and Silver is approximately $200, which is a nice bonus, right, when you're hitting that rank. Silver, Gold, and Platinums, you each receive different numbers of shares, but see the difference here? This jumps. So the Silver, Gold, and Platinum leadership pool is 2% of global revenue, split between Silvers, Golds, Platinums in that leadership pool. Okay, And then you've got your diamond leadership pool and your diamond performance pool. And this is split between diamonds, blue diamonds, and presidential diamonds. And you'll see here, it's a larger percent of global revenue split between a smaller amount of people. So here's what this looks like. So you'll see diamond performance and diamond. And these are bonuses when you hit diamond. So this is a percentage, the 4% of our global revenue as a company, split between all the diamonds and blue diamonds and the presidential diamonds. Okay, so smaller amount of money split between a smaller group of people, or sorry, larger amount of money split between a smaller group of people. But I want to bring your attention to this, the right side over here. You see how that one's a little bit lower? It's actually because more diamonds hit that month. This was in November, or this was in December, November. Revenue was higher, but more people were sharing that pot. So you will see a fluctuation in these numbers. However, as this business starts to grow and as the company starts to grow, you're going to see a massive jump in revenue. So the numbers are going to stay quite the same. This is just an idea, okay? The last thing I want to bring attention to is the net earning. Okay, so these are my past 3 months, and these are real numbers, okay? This is it. This is paid in US dollars, okay, into my Canadian bank account. And this just goes to show how absolutely incredible this business opportunity is. So this is just my monthly. I get paid this monthly. I get paid every, I think it's like the 18th of the month, I get paid this amount. And my other paychecks are still finding their way into my account on a monthly basis. So I'm being totally transparent by sharing this kind of stuff with you guys. Absolutely. Somebody just said the difference was definitely compensated by the increase in commissions, which is totally true. The unilateral commission. So I get asked on an ongoing basis why I dove in, why I decided to do this business opportunity. And I kind of talked about it a little bit in the beginning. You guys kind of saw the journey and the growth experience that I've gone through. But at the end of the day, doTERRA gave me a purpose. doTERRA gave me life. Like doTERRA gave me this feeling of accomplishment that I had never felt before. And it was the only job opportunity that I had ever had that allowed my talents to shine. Not the talents that I was told I had to show off, not the passions that I was supposed to have because I was working in a certain job. The job that allows my talents to shine. So the things that I'm really good at, I can share with everybody. It challenged me to become the best version of myself. So it challenged me to do things a little bit different. It challenged me to up my personal development. It challenged me to get out of my comfort zone. And it was the only business opportunity that would allow me to create my legacy, to create my dreams, without sacrificing my time and my money. Because this is a common occurrence, right? Network marketing, a lot of people spend a lot of time and a lot of money, and they don't go anywhere. And I found that doTERRA was the only opportunity that would allow me to create what I wanted to create without sacrificing all of that. And so this just here was a post I put on March 27th, 2017, so almost a year ago. Oh my gosh, crazy to think about that. So it starts with 1%. So when I started my business, I sampled a few people. And so I ended up enrolling, over my course of 3 years, I've enrolled close to between 150 and 175 people over the past 3 years. And that's personally introduced them through teaching classes, through enrolling. And that 150 people, so a lot of times people say to me, oh, I don't know anybody. I literally only knew 150 people. That was all. I only probably knew 50 of them at the time. I've probably met closer to 100 of them online or through classes or through events I've gone to. But of those 150 people I introduced to essential oils, I enrolled. That is changed to 2,000 people in 10 countries around the globe. 9 of those, or 8 of those countries, 7 of those countries, 6 maybe, I've never even been to. So what I think is the coolest thing is the fact that you can grow this business anywhere in the world. And I've never even met half of these people. So I've introduced 150 people, and of that 150, or that 150 has turned into 2,000 plus individuals in 10 countries. So because of that one sample, that one bottle, over 2,000 lives have been changed with the potential for thousands more in the coming years. Our goal for this year is 4,500 people on our team affected and changed by the power of essential oils. And so I just want to really dig this in, okay, is that it really starts with one person, whether that's me or somebody else who's introduced you to oils. We have the opportunity to affect so many people on a much larger scale than I think any of us even realize. So why does some succeed? And I often break it down to one question. Will doTERRA be your hobby or will it be your legacy? You can work this business part-time, you can work this business full-time, but you cannot work this business sometimes. It has to be a consistent effort. Whether it's your hobby or your legacy, it still has to be a consistent effort. That's a huge difference between the two. And I'm going to leave you with this. We're mostly women on here. I think we're all women. When sleeping women wake, mountains will move. Because I can promise you that doTERRA is going to be that eye-opening, awakening experience for you. Guys, I am just going to stop recording.